When it comes to wine, probably the first destinations that spring to mind are France or Italy. Perhaps those who know more about the subject think of Chile, Australia, or even sunny California. But probably no one thinks of Moldova, even though the country holds some impressive records when it comes to wine. And don't think it stops there. Moldova boasts stunning landscapes, ancient history, and a rich culture. And in today's video, we're going to explore this country that many people don't know about through 12 facts that will surprise you. Number 1. Location and geographical data. Moldova is a small nation located in Eastern Europe, known for its rich history and stunning landscapes. The country is bordered by Romania to the west and Ukraine to the north, east, and south, and has no access to the sea. With a total area of approximately 13,000 square miles, Moldova is one of the smallest countries in Europe in terms of territorial size. Its geographical position places the country at a cultural and historical crossroads, influenced by various civilizations over the centuries. The Moldovan landscape is characterized by gentle, fertile hills, perfect for agriculture, which is one of the country's main economic activities. The rich soil and moderate continental climate, with hot summers and cold winters, create ideal conditions for growing grapes, making viticulture an important part of the local economy. The Dniester, the country's largest river, is a vital source of water and transportation, flowing from north to south and serving as an important artery for the communities along its banks. In addition to the Dniester, Moldova is marked by a number of smaller rivers and lakes, which contribute to the local biodiversity. The region is home to a diverse flora and fauna, including several endemic species. Chisinau, Moldova's capital and largest city, is situated in the center of the country and serves as the main economic, cultural, and political center. With a population of around 2,600,000, Moldova is also one of the most densely populated countries in the region. The country's geography, with its hills and valleys, offers panoramic views and opportunities for outdoor activities. Moldova is a little explored destination, but with a natural and cultural wealth that promises to surprise visitors who venture into its landscapes and traditions. Number 2. Wine. Wine production in Moldova is one of the country's most important and traditional industries. The Moldovan wine sector has a long history, dating back more than 4,000 years, making the country one of the oldest wine producers in the world. Moldova is known for its favorable climatic and geographical conditions, with fertile soil and a moderate continental climate, which are ideal for growing vines. Viticulture is a significant part of the Moldovan economy, with vast vineyards scattered throughout the territory. There are over 150 registered wineries in Moldova, and the country is one of the largest wine producers in Europe, exporting to many countries around the world. Among the grape varieties grown in the region are international ones such as Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay, as well as local varieties such as Facades Neagra and Rara Neagra. For a long time, the main destination for Moldovan wine was Russia, but diplomatic disagreements between the two countries led to exports being suspended in 2006. At the time, Russia consumed around 80% of all production, and the interruption in sales was a blow to the whole sector. But Moldova's rapprochement with the European Union has opened up a new market for local wine, and even with the re-establishment of trade relations with Russia, Moldovan wine is spreading elsewhere. Number 3. The country that doesn't exist. Within Moldova, there is a region called Transnistria. It could be just another part of the country, but Transnistria, officially called the Dnestrian Moldavian Republic, is a region full of peculiarities and curiosities. Situated along the Dniester River, it is a territory that proclaimed itself independent from Moldova in 1992 after the collapse of the Soviet Union. One of the most interesting things about Transnistria is that, although it has its own flag, currency, and government, no UN member country recognizes it as an independent nation. Its capital is Tiraspol, a city where you can find monuments and statues of Soviet leaders, including Lenin, keeping the memory of the communist past alive. In addition to the Soviet symbols, another curiosity is that Transnistria has its own currency, the Transnistrian ruble, which is not accepted anywhere else in the world. The money notes are unique and colorful, making them interesting collector's items. The region also maintains its own military system, with uniforms and insignia reminiscent of those of the Soviet era. Despite its unrecognized status, Transnistria is known for some industrial production, including the famous Kaviant cognac factory, which produces highly prized alcoholic beverages. Another curious fact is that the region is seen by some as a living museum of the Soviet period due to the preservation of period elements such as architecture and culture. Tourists who visit Transnistria are often surprised to find a place that seems frozen in time, with streets that display a mixture of Soviet influence and a unique identity of their own. To enter the region, you have to pass through a checkpoint where you have to fill in an entry form, adding to the experience the feeling of entering a place unlike any other in Europe. Number 4. Superstitions. Moldova is a country with a rich folk tradition, full of superstitions that are still part of everyday life. One common belief is the superstition that if you forget something and have to go back for it, it can bring bad luck. To avoid bad luck, people often look in the mirror before leaving the house again, believing that this breaks the cycle of bad luck. Another interesting superstition in Moldova is to avoid making payments on Mondays. It is believed that starting the week by spending money can attract bad financial luck for the rest of the week. For this reason, many people prefer to postpone payments and large purchases to other days. In addition, a cultural practice related to good luck involves the Martisor, an amulet worn at the beginning of March to celebrate the arrival of spring. People believe that wearing and exchanging these amulets brings protection and luck for the whole year. Another superstition is that whistling in the house is considered bad luck, as it can bring financial problems. These superstitions reflect Moldova's rich cultural heritage and are an important part of the country's identity. Number 5. The capital of the Gypsies. Soroca is a city in northern Moldova, known for its rich history and as the Gypsy Capital of the world. The city stands out for its large population of gypsies, who make up a significant part of its inhabitants. Soroca is famous for its luxurious gypsy mansions, which are a symbol of status and wealth within the gypsy community. These mansions are usually built with ornate facades, often inspired by classic European architectural styles such as baroque and neoclassical. One of the best-known spots in Soroca is Gypsy Hill, an area where many of these impressive buildings are concentrated. Soroca's gypsies are mainly from the Romani group and keep alive many unique cultural traditions and social practices. The town is also known for its vibrant folklore and festivals, where gypsy music and dance play a central role. Soroca is also home to the Soroca Fortress, an important historical building dating back to the 15th century that was used to defend the region against invasions. In addition, the city is an important cultural and spiritual center for the Roma community, being a place where ancestral traditions are preserved and celebrated. Number 6. A country without a president. Moldova went through a period without a president between the years 2009 and 2012 due to a political crisis. The situation began in April 2009, when parliamentary elections were held but failed to elect a president due to a lack of consensus between the parties. Moldova's constitution requires a qualified majority of 3/5 of parliamentarians to elect the president, but the lack of agreement resulted in repeated failures to fill the post. During this period, the country was governed by interim presidents while a political solution was sought. After several attempts and new parliamentary elections, Nicolae Timofti was finally elected president in March 2012, ending the impasse. This period of instability highlighted the political divisions within the country and the challenge of achieving consensus in a parliamentary system. Number 7. Oranivei Archaeological Complex. Situated on the banks of the Rout River in central Moldova, is one of the country's most important archaeological sites. This historic complex dates back to the 10th century and bears witness to the various civilizations that have occupied the region over the centuries. The first traces of human habitation at Oranivei date back to the Paleolithic period, but the site gained significant importance during the Middle Ages. In the 13th century, the Mongols established a fortification on the site, which was later occupied by other cultures, including the Tatars and Moldovans. During the 15th century, under the rule of the Moldavian prince Stephen III, also known as Stephen the Great, the region flourished as an important military and religious center. He built several churches and fortresses, some of the ruins of which can still be seen today. The complex is known for its monastic caves, carved into the limestone cliffs, where monks lived and practiced their devotions. These caves are a crucial part of Moldova's cultural heritage and continue to be a place of pilgrimage. In addition to the caves, the site has a number of other historic buildings, including the Church of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary, built in the 14th century, which is an outstanding example of Moldovan religious architecture. Oranivei offers a unique insight into Moldova's history, reflecting the influence of various cultures and civilizations that have shaped the region. The richness of its history and the natural beauty of the site make it one of Moldova's most visited tourist spots. Number 8. Typical dish. Mamaliga is a traditional dish of Moldovan cuisine, widely appreciated in the country. Made with corn flour, water, and salt, it is similar to Italian polenta. The preparation is simple. The corn flour is cooked slowly in water until it reaches a thick, creamy consistency. It is a versatile side dish, usually served with meat, cheese, or egg dishes. In Moldova, it is common to accompany mamaliga with branza, a type of salty cheese, and a sour cream called smetana. It can also be eaten with stews or casseroles, such as tocana, a meat stew. The mamaliga is more than a staple food. It is a symbol of Moldovan culture and culinary tradition, representing simplicity and authenticity. Number 9. Largest wine cellar in the world. As I've already mentioned, when it comes to wine, Moldova has a lot of history to tell and many impressive numbers. The largest wine cellar in the world, Milestai Mici, is located in Moldova, about 12 miles from the capital, Chisinau. This wine complex is famous for its vast collection of wines, stored in an underground network of tunnels stretching over 124 miles. These tunnels, originally created for the extraction of limestone, have been adapted for the maturation and storage of wines, taking advantage of the ideal conditions of constant temperature and humidity. Milestai Mici's collection is impressive, with over 1.5 million bottles, many of which are rare, high-quality wines. Among the types of wines stored are reds, whites, and sparkling wines, made from local and international grapes. The winery is especially known for its red wine varieties, including Cabernet, Pinot, and Merlot. Founded in 1969, Milestai Mici has become a popular tourist attraction, offering guided tours of its tunnels and wine tastings. As well as being a production and storage center, the winery is also a monument to Moldova's rich winemaking tradition, recognized worldwide for its excellence. In 2005, Milestai Mici entered the Guinness World Records as the largest wine collection in the world. Number 10. Largest bottle-shaped building in the world. I think you can already tell that wine is really important in Moldova, but they made a point of building a monument to make it clear. In the city of Târnava, Moldova, you'll find a unique tourist attraction, the largest bottle-shaped building in the world. This impressive building, known as the House of Wine, was designed to resemble a bottle of wine, paying homage to the country's rich winemaking tradition. Approximately 92 feet high, the structure was built in 1984 as part of a tourist complex designed to promote Moldovan wine culture. The interior of the building houses a wine exhibition where visitors can learn about the history and production of wine in Moldova, as well as taste some of the best local selections. The unique shape of the building has become an iconic symbol of the region and a point of attraction for tourists from all over the world. The House of Wine is not only a testimony to the importance of viticulture in Moldova, but also a creative celebration of the country's culture and tradition. Number 11. One of the least visited countries in Europe. Even with so many attractions, Moldova is one of the least visited countries in Europe, according to data from the World Tourism Organization. Compared to other countries on the continent, which receive millions of tourists every year, Moldova has a relatively small tourist presence. The lack of developed infrastructure for tourism, combined with the absence of major world-famous attractions, contributes to the low number of visitors. In addition, Moldova is landlocked, which limits its appeal to tourists looking for beach destinations. The country is best known for its wine and cultural traditions, but these aspects are still not widely promoted on the international stage. Economic challenges and the image of political instability also influence tourists' perceptions. Even so, as we have seen, the country offers picturesque landscapes and a rich cultural heritage to the few who do visit. Number 12. History. Moldova's history is marked by a rich mix of cultural and political influences. The region, inhabited since ancient times, was part of the Principality of Moldavia, founded in the 14th century. This principality was an important political entity in the region, often in conflict with the Kingdom of Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, and other powers. In the 16th century, Moldavia became a vassal state of the Ottoman Empire, while retaining a certain autonomy. In the 19th century, after the defeat of the Ottoman Empire in the Russo-Turkish War, part of Moldova was ceded to the Russian Empire, forming the region known as Bessarabia. After the First World War, Bessarabia joined Romania, but was annexed by the Soviet Union in 1941 during the Second World War as part of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. This period marked the beginning of a strong Soviet influence, which lasted until 1991. With the dissolution of the Soviet Union, Moldova declared its independence on August 27, 1991. Since then, the country has faced economic and political challenges, including the unresolved issue of Transnistria. Today, Moldova is a parliamentary republic with a rich cultural heritage, still in the process of consolidating its national identity and international positioning. And so ends our journey today through fascinating Moldova. If you want to continue traveling with us, subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on our next adventure.